This is Boogass Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Cable figure. So before we take a look at Cable, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up here, he comes with the left leg of Sasquatch, which is actually not too tall. So the way I see it, Sasquatch probably won't be much taller than Cable, so he's going to be a little shorter than I would like. He comes with this futuristic pistol. I do like that it's molded in that gunmetal color, which looks better than just the flat gray that Hasbro usually uses. Got a little bit of detail there on the handle. And he doesn't have a gun holding hand for his left hand, or an interchangeable one. I think I would have changed that about this figure. I think that it should have came with an alternate hand, that way he could hold two weapons at the same time. So this fits in his right hand. Very good. Won't slip out or anything. So that's pretty cool. And he also has a holster on his vest here that you can store this one in. And as you can tell, this is my big complaint with the figures, that no matter how hard you try, it won't actually come together there. If you do, just kind of slips out right there. So that is my complaint with the figure, as you can already tell. Got his holster right there. Just slides in like that. And he comes with this really, really massive gun, which looks pretty cool. It looks like something straight out of the X-Men animated series that Cable would have. And it has a hole right there, so you can put in one of the effects that comes with Iron Man if you want. It did not come with an effects piece, but I'm sure that's why it's there. And he can hold it in his right hand. Surprisingly, it doesn't weigh the figure down. He can still balance with the gun in his hand. Well, if you have it in both hands. Like, his open hand really doesn't grasp it that well. Let's see. Well, before this review, he was standing just fine. Okay. He's not one to stand up for me, but there's him with that big gun, him holding the big gun. I think maybe if the handle would have been back here, it would have been a little bit better. That way he could actually grasp the bottom of it with this open hand. And surprisingly, he actually has a peg right here on the back of his vest, which you can port into, where was it? Right there. And let me get it in there. 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 It's meant to go like that. So that's pretty cool, but that makes him a little bit top heavy if you put it on his back. There. Now he's standing. He wasn't standing just a second ago. But if you fiddle with the legs and with his back a little bit, you can actually get him to stand up, even though he's very heavy with that attached. Oh, and he also comes with this futuristic rifle as well. Like I said, I like that it's molded in this kind of shimmery gunmetal color, and not just the bland color like usual. And there's him holding that. And he can actually hold that just a little bit, not much. That's why I said he should have came with a gun holding hand, alternate hand, for his left hand. That way he could grasp all the weapons in both hands. So for the head sculpt, I really love the head sculpt. It's very accurate to the classic Cable. You got that feathered hair and this big comlink thing on his ear. And the eyepiece right there. Well, it's not an eyepiece, I mean on the figure it is. It's a translucent psychic effect there for his eye. And it doesn't come out or anything, it just stays there. But that looks really cool. He has his scarring right there over his right eye. Like I said, this is very accurate. He has this weird inflatable thing that goes around his neck, which is accurate to the comics, but I was never actually sure what that was for. And it is a separate piece, so it will shift around when you're trying to pose the figure. And the vest will too, because it just falls apart in the back no matter how much you put it together. More so if you have this big gun ported into the vest. It just won't go together at all. As you can see, it used the Hyperion mold there. And the lower half is Nuke, which is a pretty good reuse, I think. So right there he has the gun shells on his vest, which looks nice. And he has these huge, puffy shoulder pads right there on the vest. Like I said, those and the pouches were very reminiscent of almost all the 90s characters in Marvel. Except for, like, Spider-Man, of course, and Iron Man. But the pouches have a nice dry brushing of dark brown over them. All of the pouches do, which is nice, because Deadpool did not have that. On the new Deadpool, he didn't have dry brushing, and on the classic Deadpool, he didn't either. And then there's not much more going on his pants and stuff. If you have the Nuke figure or the Hydra Soldier, you already know what to expect with this. And still, the shoelaces are not colored, or the bootlaces. I think they should be colored like black or something. But they're not, they're just cast in the same color that his boots are, that dark brown. And his arm, I think his arm is actually new. Yeah, because there's the previous one compared to this new one. I do like the new one, the new classic figure. I do like it because it is very shiny. And it looks metallic because it's got that shimmer to it. And this one doesn't. It looks kind of like dingy metal. I don't know, this one just looks more realistic to me than this one. So that's pretty cool. And I will go ahead and show him without the vest on, since it wants to slip off constantly. So there's him with the vest off. And you can also take his head off right here. And the weird inflated neck piece right there with the X on it, it is removable too. And he actually kind of looks a little normal like that. But if you're looking, this is painted on, the skin tone right here on the neck, because his torso is cast in blue, and they just painted the skin color over that. And that's why it's not the same color as his arm and his head. His head is actually two pieces. It's his actual head, and then the hair. Well, actually, and this piece right here, the eye effect piece, and this. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, if you have the neck piece on, you really don't recognize that. But that is removable. We're going to put that there. But that is removable. And when you have his head on, it kind of keeps it in place. It will shift back and forth, but, you know, it's not a real big complaint to me. Now, the vest not snapping together, that is. I wish that it would snap together and not just kind of dangle there. Because if you have him like that, it kind of looks funny. Because it's supposed to be up like that. So now let's go over his articulation. He's got a ball-jointed head that can only look down that far. And it can actually look back all the way because the neck piece will move with it. But he can't really look down that far because of the neck piece. He can move his head side to side. He's got ball-jointed shoulders that actually don't move out at all on mine. I might have to boil it and see if that'll fix it. But he can just do that. Now his arms will move up and down, but they won't move out. He's got swiveled the bicep that really can't move much since his arms won't move out. He's got double jointed elbow, swiveled the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He's got an ab crunch. It can move back all the way, even with the gun ported into his vest. He can crunch down all the way. There. He has swiveled the waist. Ball-jointed hips that can move out that far. He can kick forward all the way. He can kick back all the way. He's got swiveled the thigh, double-jointed knee, swiveled the boot, swivel at the ankle, which is a little crunchy, and an ankle rocker. So, you know, the articulation is kind of what you'd expect. And, this vest is irritating me. How it just keeps doing that. which looks very weird. So now let's see if I can get him standing up here to do size comparisons. There. So, here is Cable next to this very floppy Toy Biz version. This is the very first Marvel Legends Cable we got. And I've always thought he was really small. As you can see, he's not going to stand up because his joints are floppy from time. But this Cable, the new Cable from Hasbro, is much more accurate because he was a big character in the comics. And this one is just short and a little too skinny, too, to be Cable. I don't know. Leave a comment down below and tell me which of these is your favorite. Because this isn't really a classic Cable like this one. This was the late 90s look that he had. And this was his very first appearance look. And then here he is next to the more modern Cable, which they are the same height, which is pretty cool. Because the thing is with Hasbro is most of the time when they make a figure, like if it's the same figure, one will be shorter or taller and the height won't be the same. But this actually looks like the same person, just, you know, from different times. So that's pretty cool. And then here he is next to the classic Deadpool figure. And they scale perfectly together. They look really awesome together as well. So overall, I really like this figure. I think he's really awesome. I do have a few problems with mine. It's nothing really major except for the vest. But I feel like that's fixable. I might just put it down in some boiling water and stretch it. That's an easy fix. And so is the shoulders. I can just put it down in some boiling water and hopefully they'll be able to move them. So like I said, overall, I really like this figure. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.